Moving forward in this space without Aura, I knew there were some details and moments I wanted to keep in tribute to her. So what was once a nursery slowly began to change, to transform. Aura's nursery stayed exactly the way we left it. The crib, the rocking chair, the unfinished mural. For months, I couldn't change a thing. I would come in here and sit in her rocking chair, pray, cry. It was the place that I felt closest to her. Eventually, something began to shift, and I decided to pack her things away for safekeeping. Holding on to them meant holding on to this dream that I still carry today. The dream of one day becoming a mother. When I designed Aura's nursery, I designed it for someone I had never met. She was the only client I have ever worked for, sight unseen. So I guess in many ways, I had been designing a space for both of us all along. Even with her things packed away, I was still very much drawn to this room. And at the time, I didn't really have my own space in our home. My husband had his office, but the rest of the house was shared space. My business, House of Truluck, was running from a 6-foot table pushed up against the wall in the dining room. So slowly the thought began to form that what if this room could become a space just for me? So what was once a nursery slowly began to change, to transform. Moving forward in this space without Aura, I knew there were some design details and moments that I wanted to keep in my space as a tribute to her. The book ledges that were meant to hold her baby books now hold my design inspiration for my client projects. Where her changing table would have gone, I placed my desk. Instead of changing diapers, I focused on building my business. The crib was replaced by a daybed. And at first I thought I would paint over the mural, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. These flowers represent our family, so I had to keep them. And because Aura arrived earlier than planned, I made space for her July birth flower, the water lily. The water lily is a flower representing purity, peace, and innocence. How perfect. The room was becoming a place where I prayed, healed, and studied God's word. A space where I could work, design, grow, and create again. Where grief and creativity could exist together. I reclaimed this space and I started calling it my garden. And as a final touch, the first thing I created in my new office was a custom LED sign, a replica of the street sign from the street I grew up on, Garden Drive, my childhood home. It felt like the right place to begin. Again, Living life without Aura here in this space is hard. But I know that she's holding me up and pushing me forward. And eventually I made one more decision.